To start things off, after taking its bow at the London Film Festival, we speak to the talent behind big screen offering Captain Phillips. Based on the 2009 true events of a Somali pirate hijacking in the Indian Ocean, Tom Hanks takes the lead role in Paul Greengrass' picture, but what's great to see is that authentic Somalian actors were given the opportunity to show that they could hold their own against one of the biggest names in Hollywood.
This is Mask, Alabama. We are an unarmed freighter. We have 2 skiffs approaching with armed intruders. Potential piracy situation.
Copy, Alabama. You should alert your crew and get your fire hoses ready.
Yeah. Is that it?
Chances are it's just fishermen.
They're not here to fish.
It's the story of a captain of a large container ship who gets up to haul his boxes, those huge containers, down the shipping lanes of the world, and one day his ship is attacked by 4 young men from the absolute other end of the world. It's a part of the world that's got a story to tell, and its people have a story to tell, and I wanted young men who understood that part of the world to tell it, and we were very lucky to get the 4 actors that we did, and I think they've done a fantastic job of absolutely showing, you know, the criminality and the recklessness and the violence of those men, but also the desperation and the humanity.
We can't let him attach that ladder! 130 degrees! 130 degrees!
I read the book. I read Captain's Duty. I read the book, you know, and I read the script, so... And, you know, I wanted to show, like, his true personality, you know, like, you know, people, we all make mistakes, we're human, you know. So I decided, you know, like, I wanted to show as much as possible, you know, his character and his personality, and his goal was, you know, that he wasn't afraid of anything, and his only goal was to get the ship, get the money, leave.
Alabama, this is your final warning. Stop the ship!
Meeting Tom Hanks in the first time was in one of the scenes when we actually do get into the control room of the ship, and just opening that door and meeting him there and shocking everybody in there, make sure that they are scared and thrilled. Man, that was priceless.
Tom was great, yeah. He would get the real actor out of me, you know. Because if the person you're doing with is true to his part, then you know you can be better actor, I believe, you know, and he helped me in a lot of ways.
Hey, lock down until help arrives. No one comes out until you hear the non-duress password from me, which is supper time. Jesus. If the pirates find you, remember, you know the ship, they don't. Make them feel like they're in charge, but keep them away from the important things like the generator and the engine controls. We did not meet all the guys until they stormed the bridge on the first take. We knew they were out there, we knew that they were shooting other stuff, but we didn't, you know, we didn't have dinner, we didn't have like an informal, hey, we're in Malta, let's get together and celebrate the start of principal photography. As a matter of fact, there were stunt guys, there was second unit, there was second team, there were stand-ins. We didn't know who the real guys were, and we were always kept separate from them. And so, you know, the first time I sort of saw them was literally looking through binoculars, and they're out there in those speedboats, you know, running around getting shots. So we did not meet until the first time they came on board and stormed the bridge. Having done a lot of nonfiction entertainment, sometimes it's desirable to make it more glamorous or more antagonistic and protagonistic all at the same time. To make it just all about the powers of good versus the powers of evil and who's going to win, and of course you're rooting for good. The gray areas that Paul is interested in and has brought to all of his films, I thought was a magnificent match for the way the type of movies that I'm fascinated in seeing. And he brought that over and over and over again. And sometimes it was
Sometimes it was theoretical, and sometimes it was extremely the realistic aspect of how we shot the film.
I think like people would feel some sort of a compassion for our characters because they understand where they come from. You know, besides, like, yes, piracy is against the law and, you know, I mean, stealing people's money and, you know, I don't agree with that, honestly, you know.
It's a crime story on the far-flung ocean frontier of the New World that tells you something about, you know, the great forces driving us, and is an intensely personal character story.
Captain Phillips, can you hear me? Captain Phillips, can you hear me?